In a society that often defines success by what we acquire, a quiet shift is underway, a movement toward having less, fewer possessions, less noise, fewer distractions. For many, this is more than a passing trend, it's a chosen way of living. Minimalism offers a route to freedom, helping us shed not only physical belongings, but also the mental and emotional burdens we carry. With each passing year, one question becomes harder to ignore: what truly holds value? This is the account of one man's minimalist path, and the lessons he discovered along the way, shared for those in search of meaning beyond material riches, the beginning of a new chapter. There comes a moment when you start to reassess the things that fill your life. Objects you once believed offered comfort and security begin to feel weighty, almost oppressive. It wasn't always that way for me. I used to be like everyone else, accumulating more and more: the car, the house, the endless stuff that filled the closets and drawers. It was what we all did, wasn't it? We worked hard, and we rewarded ourselves with things. But somewhere along the line, those things began to own me. At first, my family couldn't understand my decision. They told me I was living in a dream world, that I wasn't being practical. They worried about what would happen if I gave up everything, if I left behind the security that a well-furnished home and a stable job were supposed to provide. But what they didn't understand was that I wasn't leaving security behind. I was leaving behind a weight I no longer wanted to carry. Minimalism isn't about deprivation, it's about clarity. When you strip away the excess, you begin to see what really matters. It's a journey that requires letting go, not just of things but of expectations, of the pressure to live according to others' definitions of success. And that's where my journey began, by letting go of what I didn't need. 2. Critique of commerce and a past life of accumulation. For many years, I was a businessman. I dealt in the precious commodities of gold, diamonds, and other jewels that glittered and shined. I stood on the ladder of success, but the higher I climbed, the more distant I felt from who I truly was. The weight of that key ring, a heavy ring filled with the keys to safes, storage rooms, and offices, was a constant reminder of how tied I had become to my things. Each key represented a lock, a barrier, a need to protect what I had accumulated over the years. But the problem wasn't just the things, it was what they represented, a system built on consumption and commerce. I participated in that system, and for years I justified my role in it. But there was always a discomfort, a feeling that this wasn't right. I saw the mountains of ore dug out of the earth to fuel the industry I was part of, and the more I thought about it, the more it troubled me. Commerce isn't just about the exchange of goods, it's about what we value, what we sacrifice, and often, who we overlook. Stepping away from that life wasn't easy, but it was necessary. I realized I no longer wanted to be part of a system that valued things over people, consumption over community. So I made a choice to live differently. I made a choice to live with less, to walk away from the trinkets and treasures that once seemed so important, but had only weighed me down. 3. Experiencing minimalism, living lightly with what's essential. I now carry everything I own in a small bag, weighing just under 10 kilograms. It may seem extreme, but to me, it's freedom. There's nothing tying me down, no heavy key ring, no closets bursting with clothes I never wear. My possessions are few, and they're carefully chosen: 3 pairs of pants, a couple of shirts, a jacket for when it gets cold. That's about it. Living minimally has taught me the value of things, not in the way commerce defines value, but in a much deeper sense. When you only have what you truly need, everything becomes more precious. A cup of coffee in the morning tastes richer. The warmth of a jacket on a cold day feels like a luxury. It's not that I don't enjoy life's pleasures, I do, but I've learned that when those pleasures are rare, when they aren't taken for granted, they become infinitely more meaningful. What I've gained by letting go of my possessions is far greater than anything I've given up. I no longer need to protect, store, or maintain things. Instead, I focus on experiences, on relationships, on moments of beauty that I might have overlooked before. In doing so, I've discovered a richness that no material possession could ever provide. Consciousness 4. The consciousness of everyday choices, deliberation, and intention. As I moved deeper into this lifestyle, I became more aware of the choices I made each day. We all make choices, often without thinking, what we eat, where we go, how we spend our time. But I started to see that these choices, no matter how small, have an impact. Each decision is an opportunity to align with our values, to live intentionally. For me, this means thinking carefully about the little things. Do I really need that extra item? Is this a place I truly want to be? Or am I here out of habit or obligation? It's about mindfulness, being fully present in every moment, and considering the reasons behind each action. My brother once asked me, "What are you immersed in?" At the time, I didn't fully understand the question, but now I do. We are all immersed in something, whether we realize it or not, and what we immerse ourselves in shapes us. It becomes our reality. I choose to immerse myself in simplicity, in things that bring peace rather than chaos. It's not always easy, and it requires constant reflection, but I find that by being deliberate in my choices, I'm able to live more in line with who I want to be. It's about moving through life with intention, with awareness, and with a sense of purpose. 5. The joy of integrity, living true to yourself. In the past, I often wondered what others thought of me. I worried about how I was perceived, whether I was successful, whether I fit into the mold society had created. But that kind of thinking only leads to anxiety and discontent. Now I realize that the only person whose opinion truly matters is my own. When we live in alignment with our values, when our actions reflect who we truly are, we find peace. There's a story I often tell about a psychologist friend of mine. He asked me to look into a mirror for 40 minutes. Really look, not at my face or the lines around my eyes, but into my own pupils. When I finished, I realized something profound. I was already the person I wanted to be. I didn't need validation from anyone else, because I could see the truth in my own eyes. That moment has stayed with me. It's a reminder that we are all on a journey, constantly becoming more of who we are meant to be. And the key to happiness isn't in the things we accumulate or the approval we seek from others. It's in living true to ourselves. It's in respecting ourselves enough to live in a way that reflects our deepest beliefs and values. 6. Connection to nature, finding peace and purpose in the earth. In my later years, I found solace in nature. There's something about being outdoors, surrounded by the earth, that brings a sense of peace unlike anything else. I spend my days in gardens, tending to plants, building spaces that are not only beautiful, but nourishing. In many ways, a garden is the perfect metaphor for life. It requires care, attention, and patience, and in return it offers beauty, sustenance, and peace. There's an old saying that you are closer to God in a garden than anywhere else. I've come to believe that's true. In the quiet of nature, I find a deep connection to something greater than myself. The passage of time blurs, and before I know it, hours have passed as I work among the plants. It's in these moments that I feel most alive, most connected to the world around me. Working in a garden reminds me of the importance of living with care, of treading lightly on the earth. It's a lifestyle that reflects the values I hold dear: simplicity, mindfulness, and respect for the world we live in. And it's through this connection to nature that I have found my purpose. As we age, it's easy to feel disconnected from the fast-paced world around us. But in nature, there is a rhythm that never changes. The seasons come and go, plants grow and fade, and life continues in its quiet, steady way. by returning to this rhythm, we can find peace, purpose, and joy, no matter where we are on our journey. 7. The weight of time, understanding what truly matters. As I grow older, the concept of time has shifted for me. It's no longer something I feel I need to fill or manage with endless tasks and responsibilities. Instead, I see time as a precious resource, one that, like our possessions, should be treated with care and intention. I used to be so caught up in the rush of life that I hardly noticed it passing. The days turned into weeks, the weeks into years, and suddenly I was looking back at decades that had flown by. But now I move more slowly, more thoughtfully. I cherish the simple moments, the quiet morning light, the sound of birds singing, the peaceful solitude that comes with a slower pace. I've realized that, in the end, it's not the achievements or the things we acquire that define our lives. It's the experiences, the people we love, and the memories we create. These are the true markers of time well spent. Letting go of material possessions was only the beginning of my minimalist journey. The real lesson has been learning to let go of the need to control time, to understand that not everything needs to be scheduled, planned, or anticipated. There is freedom in embracing the present moment, in accepting that time flows at its own pace, regardless of our desires. And in doing so, I've found a peace that eluded me for much of my life. 8. Legacy and lessons, what we leave behind. When you reach a certain age, thoughts of legacy naturally begin to surface. What have we done with our lives? What will we leave behind? These questions once troubled me deeply. I used to think that my legacy would be measured in terms of wealth, achievements, or the things I could pass down to others. But as I walked the path of minimalism, I came to understand that the most valuable legacy we can leave isn't something material. It's not about leaving a large inheritance or a house filled with possessions for our loved ones. Instead, it's about the values we impart, the lessons we've learned, and the example we set through the way we live our lives. I hope that my journey towards simplicity and intentionality will inspire others to reflect on their own lives, to question the things that truly matter, and to find joy in the non-material aspects of life. 9. Inner freedom, finding peace beyond the physical world. The more I've let go of the external things, the more I've discovered the freedom that lies within. At the heart of minimalism for me is the idea of inner freedom, the freedom to be at peace with who I am, regardless of what I own or how I'm perceived by others. It's about stripping away the layers of expectation, judgment, and societal pressure to reveal the true self beneath. In my younger years, I spent so much time striving for success, seeking approval, and building a life that I thought would make me happy. But what I didn't realize then was that real happiness doesn't come from external circumstances, it comes from within. It comes from accepting who we are, from living in alignment with our deepest values and beliefs. As I look back now, I see that the journey of minimalism isn't just about shedding physical possessions, it's about freeing ourselves from the mental and emotional baggage that often weighs us down even more than the things we own, the need for validation, the fear of failure, the constant striving to meet expectations. These are the real burdens we carry. And when we let go of those, we find a peace and a freedom that transcends the physical world. This inner freedom allows me to wake up each morning with hope and joy, knowing that I am living in a way that is true to myself. It's a kind of peace that can't be bought, that no amount of possessions or success can provide. It's a peace that comes from within, from the knowledge that I am enough, just as I am. 10. Gratitude, embracing life's simple gifts. In the final stretch of my journey, I've come to realize that the greatest gift minimalism has given me is gratitude. The less I have, the more I appreciate the sun rising in the morning, the taste of a simple meal, the laughter shared with a friend. These moments now feel like treasures beyond anything money can buy. Living with less has opened my eyes to the abundance already present in my life. When we free ourselves from the constant need for more, we make room for gratitude to flourish. we begin to see that life's most beautiful offerings aren't found in material things, but in experiences, relationships, and the quiet joys of everyday life. Gratitude is a practice, a way of seeing the world that brings peace and fulfillment, even in the simplest moments. I've learned that by being thankful for what I have, no matter how little it may seem, I can cultivate a deep sense of contentment. And it's this contentment that in the end makes life truly rich. Conclusion: the freedom of less. The journey toward minimalism is not just about shedding possessions, it's about finding freedom. Freedom from the weight of things, from the expectations of society, and from the internal pressures we place on ourselves. It's about living more deliberately, with intention and clarity, and finding joy in the present moment. As I reflect on my own path, I see that less has truly meant more time, more peace, more gratitude. And as I continue on this journey, I carry with me the lessons learned and the deep sense of fulfillment that comes from living with less, but feeling like I have everything I need. In the end, the freedom of less is not about what we give up, but about what we gain: clarity, purpose, and the space to truly live. Thank you for watching the entire video. If you find these stories inspiring and motivating, please comment 1. If not, comment 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Thank you for your valuable time.